because one time this naked meth head broke into our apartment, jumped from the roof to our balcony, and was just bleeding all over our apartment. And the management was like, well, you know, it's Hollywood. Like, that was their exact words. I was like, oh, I know Hollywood is weird and crazy shit happens, but that was kind of to an extreme. Like, do homeless people just come in and bleed on your couch all the time? It has been exactly 1 year since I moved out of California. I feel like I've seen so many different places since then. Still one of the best decisions I've ever made. It feels good to be visiting back home though. Today I'm going to check out some old spots that I used to hang out in and see how much they've changed in the last year or so. Of course I had to get my car washed because I can't be rolling up to my home city looking all raggedy. Let's f***ing go. Let's get out of here. Before I get a bunch of text messages from people that are gonna be like, why didn't you see me? You were in LA and you didn't come see me. First of all, I'm only here for one night. Second of all, calm your titties down. Also, y'all probably have the COVID and I'm not trying to f*** with that. Holy shit. Just drove past my old apartment building, and next to it there was a ton of construction for the longest time, and now it's all brand new apartments. That was a big reason that I had to leave my apartment, because my rent doubled because the area was getting so, I guess it was gentrified. My rent for a 2-bedroom apartment was $1,500 and it doubled to $3,000, and it's at that point you're like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, the apartment was not even worth $1,500, so $3,000, that's insane. Look at all the happy homos. Aww. I'm like already pretty over it with the parking situation. Like, there's never any fucking parking anywhere. And that's another reason why it's incredibly hard to park here, because there's like 5 signs that have a bunch of different rules, but what it all comes down to is you're allowed to park there for like 30 seconds before you're violating one of them. West Hollywood is definitely a mecca of West Coast gay cities, but that's been changing in recent years. A lot of people are getting tired of the white, cis male dominated crowds that are out here. You know, everybody either is super skinny with blonde hair or super muscly with blonde hair. It's not, you know, for a gay city, it's not diverse whatsoever. Downtown LA is kind of taking charge on that. With the Pride event moving out of West Hollywood and downtown LA having their own Pride for a few years now, downtown LA is kind of becoming the diverse gay city that we've been needing for a really long time, where it doesn't matter so much what you look like. Every body type is represented there, every race. It's just overall a lot more diverse than West Hollywood. But West Hollywood is still fun. It's the kind of place you would go and just get really hammered and party really hard. Being here right now, it reminds me of all the times, all the really bad decisions that I've made. This park here coming up, I've passed out in more times than I care to remember. It's very, very comfortable grass. I should leave a sweet Yelp review on the availability of sleeping space in this park. It's very nice. I recommend that. Aside from passing out in this park and having those wonderful memories here, This is the park that I went to when Prop 8 passed. This is where we all congregated with the lawyers on the case and a bunch of workers, with the Human Rights Campaign, all the big LGBT companies that were fighting the Prop 8. We just kind of sat in our loss together. It was tragic at the time, having people having to decide if we can get married or not. Like that was rough. We came here and just enjoyed the community and being there for each other in such a horrible defeat. Then years later, when the Supreme Court legalized gay marriage, we came back here, and that was a much happier day. It was a celebration of one of the greatest victories of our time, being recognized as humans, basically. It was nice coming full circle in the same place, where one year we defeated and we recollected ourselves together, and then later on we celebrated the fight that we all went through. It means a lot to me to be back here and to visit. It's bumming me out, all the changes that COVID is bringing with all the boarded up places and not being able to open. It sucks. But like always, West Hollywood and the LGBTQ community will continue bouncing back and continue adapting to what we do best. Of course the Abbey's packed. That bougie ass place is always filled. There's $17 drinks. Kiss my ass. If you want some real drinks for a real price, go over to the Bayou. Now that's an actual bar, and it's just across the street.